A quick overview of clojure.string namespace today. This will cover most of the functions available, and you will learn how to work with strings in Clojure. And the good news is that you don't need any extra libraries, because this clojure.string namespace is what comes out of the box when you use Clojure. And also, that's a functionality of that namespace is enough for most of the tasks that you'll encounter when you doing Clojure development. So yeah, we have a couple examples here, and let's start with the simple one. So this is even not like a clojure.string namespace. It's just a function that's available by default, probably clojure.core. Yeah, it's in clojure.core. And this StR function will convert anything you put as arguments into a string. So let's do something simple like str1, and this number is converted to a string, as you can see. And if you put multiple arguments, they will be concatenated, and it's using a string builder from Java to build a string in an efficient way. That's it. So now we will have 1, 2, 3 as a string. And as just example, if you put something more complex, it will be converted to a string representation of that. So if I put a map, A1, that will be a string representation of the map. Okay, so moving now to clojure.string, I have this require, and it's common convention that you name this require as str. And after that, let's start from a function called blank, and it will check that the string contains only white space or it's nil. So if you want to check if your string contains something that not white space, that's really useful. And all of those will return true for the blank. And if we put something that's not blank, let's say we have a couple spaces and then something, this will be false, right? Then we have a function to reverse a string, and it's basically doing what it says. So we have 1, 2, 3. The result is 3, 2, 1. Then we have join, which is you've seen an idea here that we can pass multiple params into string. So it will be the same as basic join. So this will be ABC. The cool thing about join is that you can add a separator. So if you check the params of the function, the first argument could be a separator. Let's put something like slash, and then we have a string with this separator in between all elements. So a common use case for that is to build a URL from paths. So let's say we have something like base URL, and then we have http myhost.com, and then you have some paths. So you can do base, let me move this inside, base URL, and then let's say we have like users. I don't need to put this here. So let's say we now have the user ID, which will be 1, 2, 3, and let's say we want to other pass something like contacts. And if we put a separator to be like this, this will create a URL for us with this slash, so we don't have to think about how to put them inside these fragments. Okay, moving next, we have split and split lines. So split will get the string as the first argument, and then we have a simple regexp that the regex will be defining what we're trying to split on. So in this case, we're splitting on commas. If we evaluate that, we have a vector of these elements, and note that if we have double empty space in between, this will lead to an empty string right here. And yeah, so split lines is same split, but it's using predefined regexp for new line. And here I just use list /n for a new line, and the result will be SDF and 1, like this. So the next one is trim, and it basically removes white space from left and right. And there are other variants, trim L, which is for left side, you can see, and trim right for the right side, like this. And for the split function, let's create something more complex. So let's say we want, we have our input string, and let's say I want this thing. Let's also add a couple more spaces here. And what we want to do is we want to split it by comma, and then we want to remove empty strings, and also we want to trim all strings in between the commas. So you can use a threading macro for that, and we can do input string. Then we have our split function. And yeah, so let's move it here. So we have our string, and we have our regexp to split by commas. Let's execute this. So we have this vector, and now we want to filter, to remove STR blank. So now we're removing all these empty strings. And the other thing that we want to do at the end is we want to do map, and we want to do string trim. And now we have our beautiful list of all entries with nicely formatted strings. Just like, you want to parse some CSV, and you want your elements to be just content of the string, ignoring the white space around. Cool. Moving next, we have a set of functions that's doing the similar thing, but basically we have include, we have starts with, and we have ends with. And includes, you can provide a substring, and it will tell you if it's a substring of the original string. So this will be true. Starts with, basically this starting prefix is the same. Again, true. And then ends with, the idea that we're checking the end of the string. Next set of functions is related to casing. So we have two lowercase, two uppercase, and capitalize. So these two are straightforward. So we just have a lowercase string, we have uppercase string, and also if it's like a mixed casing, the result will be the same. And capitalize will do the opposite, so it will do the first letter capital letter, and the rest is lowercase. Next two are replace and replace first. And here we have our string, we have our regexp, and then we have a substring that we want to replace our substring for the regexp. So in this case, we'll replace all these vertical lines with a comma. And this is the result. And note that this works for this replacement and match can be string or char or a pattern, which is a regexp. And the same for the replace first. In this case, we just want to replace the first comma with dash. And then you see now we don't use the regexp for that. We can just use a substring and it works. So it will be ASDF dash and the rest of the string. The last one is index of, and it basically returns you the ID in the array, because each string is like array of characters. and letter D is on the second index because it's 0 based. So 0, 1, 2. Okay, and finally, that's not a part of the clojure.string, but it's good to know anyway, is that all strings are just sequence of characters, as we discussed, and if you wrap that in a sequence call, you will now have a list of characters, and you can use that later to do like mapping over these characters, etc. And we also already covered that, but yeah, for a simple concatenation without separators, you can just use this str function and pass multiple params here, and it will just concatenate everything together. Yep, it was pretty simple and short video, but I hope that will be useful for beginners at least, so they know how to work with strings and what functions are available. That's it. Thanks a lot. And please like, subscribe, and leave comments, and that really helps the channel. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.